Hello and welcome to the Hylian and Master Sword guide. So these two weapons are together in the same guide because, I mean, they're clones pretty much, and also they're the only clones in the game. I mean, they're even on the same character. They're both swords, they're both white, and their movesets are basically identical as well. So for the Master Sword weapon skills, well, you don't really have much of a choice there. So for the Hylian sword, since you do have 8 slots that you can actually choose between instead of 1 or 2 depending on what version you're playing, and you can't change them at all, you do have some options, and I don't actually have a good Hylian sword at all. So we'll just look at this because bonus points to whoever remembers this thing. Anyways, weapon skills. Strong attack plus and strengths 2 through 4 are definitely 4 skills you are going to want. And then you can choose either Strength 5, versus Dragon, or versus Undead. Choose only one of those 3 for the 5th slot. And then for 6th, 7th, and 8th slots, no healing, hasty attacks, and finishing blow plus. So not really anything special. The only thing I'd say is hasty attacks, just be warned. I've heard kind of messes up combo 5, but combo 5's not that good anyways, so I'm gonna use my sword anyways. But I mean, combo 5, that gets ruined by hasty. It's not that big of a deal. So I actually did make this guide already. That was the day before Legends came out, so that was like back in March. That was with the bad microphone, so I mean the quality was terrible. And also that was like for like hey, Legends coming out tomorrow, this is kind of what you should expect when you get the game. And then like, so that was like way beginner friendly. So now I can actually talk about it without sounding like, press the blank button to do this, press blah button to do this, and whatever. Anyways, so the weak string. The only difference is that for the Hylian sword, those 3 beams at the end don't come out because no beams. Or if you're using the Master Sword and you're not at full health, those 3 beams don't come out. Anyways, it's a weak string and not really much of any use at all. Just a weak string. There's not really much of a specific use for it. Anyways, but moving on, I'm going to actually go to combo 1 last because that's kind of an interesting thing, and there's kind of like a ton of different combo 1s if you kind of think about it. Anyways, combo 2. And then once you are in the air, you can do 3 weak attacks and then a strong attack. And actually, wait, I forgot. If you hold down the strong attack button, this applies to any of Link's combo attacks. He'll charge up his sword and start running around, and then when you release it, then he'll do a quick spin attack. And if you're wondering, the run speed between just normal running and between a combo, if I can do it right, yeah, like that, the speeds are exactly the same, so there's not like a faster one, so pretty much you should just kind of do this run because it's the exact same and you don't have to like go through an attack to it. Anyways, combo 2. There's no sword beams if you're not using the Hylian sword, so no sword beams there either. Or if you're using Master Sword and not full health. Anyways, combo 2. General juggle move. Breaks weak point gauges. It's really solid. You don't really want to use that final hit that often. Mostly just the first hit and then maybe a few sword swipes if you want to just juggle something. But there's not much use for it. On the Master Sword, since you do have the sword beams, it's kind of nice to just like space something out since it's like, oh no, Elizabeth, get away from me, and then you can kind of just use the sword beams to like stun them out and keep them away from you. So that's kind of nice. Combo 3. Now, only the middle beam appears if you're using a Hylian sword or don't have full health on the Master Sword. But that's honestly my favorite crowd clearing move. Most people say combo 1. And combo 1's good, but I don't know. I just kind of like the safety of combo 3 more. Because, I mean, it still generally kills everything, and it goes really far. You get a ton of KOs from that. It's really nice. That's mostly where you're going to want to use it for, even on the Hylian sword. Just combo 3, that's mostly for just clearing out crowds. Not much else, really. Or if you're trying to, like, approach something. And that's also another thing I forgot to say about combo 2 is with the Master Sword. You can kind of use this to approach something, kind of like, since it's like a wall of beams. Same thing with combo 3, except with combo 3 you can do it with the Hylian sword because Hylian sword doesn't have these beams. So yeah. Combo 4, and then once you're in the air again, 3 weak attacks and then a strong attack, and then you can run forward. This is mostly used against giant bosses, But there's not really much else used for it. You're like surrounded by like a ton of Lizafulses or something, then you can use it, but combo 1 is kind of better for that. So mostly you're going to want to use that for giant bosses, but also in just 1v1 in general, it does a nice chunk of damage. So you can do that whenever you feel like, since it kind of just extends combos. And then finally, combo 5. And this is a special case where depending on how long you hold the move down, then it determines the duration. So, okay, wait. The first time was, like, if I just held it down the entire time, that's not holding it down at all. And then, like, if I hold it down and release now. So, yeah. There's kind of a difference. So, that attack is kind of like combo 3, where you can use it to approach enemies for 1v1. But you're not really going to use it for much else further than that, because it doesn't really do much damage. I mean, it can kind of clear out crowds, but again, you can just use combo 3, and that's a lot faster, so there's not really much of a point to it, in my opinion. So I kind of avoid combo 5. Now, on to combo 1, since I said there was a lot of talk about combo 1. So, okay, you just press combo 1, sword spin. Basically, for both Hylian Master Sword, this clears out a lot of KOs. It's good at taking keeps. I believe it does have a bit more range on the Master Sword, though. But, yeah, you're going to rack up a ton of KOs. And if you hold it down, then you don't run at speed. You basically just are still walking speed. But it does have a bit extra power, so you can just get that oomph. And, yeah, I think it also increases the range. I'm not completely sure on that, but it seems to, from my experience. So mostly, yeah, that's really what you want to use if you're surrounded by pretty much anything. Just use that, and yeah, like standard enemies like Dynafulses, Girahim, Zant, and Ganondorf are all ganging up on you or whatever. Just really combo 1 is really nice on that. Now on to the other combo 1s, since I kind of said there were like 4, and now that I think about it, it's more like kind of like 5 if you want to include both spinner attacks as a separate attack. Dodge attacks, which I forgot to mention in my dodging video. So basically, if you aren't shielding at all, or you are shielding and you dodge forward, then if you press strong attack, he'll basically just shortcut to a combo 2. And this is really nice. I honestly use this more than combo 2 itself, because this can kind of just lock an enemy in a corner if you do it like this. And also, this is kind of better for approaching, since you do move forward with it, opposed to that. So that's kind of better for approaching, in my opinion. And also, it doesn't really do anything like more damage or anything, but it's just nicer for like, oh, okay. And then the next thing is if you're shielding and you dodge to the side or backwards, and you press strong attack, then you'll just do a stabbing motion like that. So that's mostly like if Volga does a combo 1 where he spins his spear and then stabs it into the ground. You can like dodge out of the side and then stab him when the weak point gauge comes out. Not really much use for that. You don't really use it that much, but that's really the only case you're going to use it in. But not really much. And then the last thing is, this weapon also has a counterattack. So this and Zelda's Rapier are the only 2 weapons that actually have counterattacks. So whenever you're stunned by an attack, then you can press strong attack and you'll just stab the ground and like that. Now, unlike Zelda's Rapier, this thing actually does some nice damage with its counterattack. Like Zelda's Rapier, that's mostly just for pushing enemies away, but this one, it actually kind of has some damage on it. Mostly for it's kind of like the same thing of like you're just defending yourself, and if you get hit, it just knocks the enemy away so you don't take damage. But yeah, you're pretty much not going to use it much offensively. I mean, it's just kind of like a get away from me kind of thing. And like if you're using it against a character enemy, they're not going to get stunned. So you're not going to use that much, but it's still a thing. So I'm just going to mention it anyways. And then finally is the special attack. Honestly, this is probably one of the worst special attacks in the game. It doesn't really have anything noteworthy. The range is kind of meh. Damage is meh. And I mean, it's kind of fast, so that's like the only good thing about it, but the rest is just okay. If you're using the Hylian sword, you're gonna want to save those against giant bosses because the Hylian sword struggles against giant bosses hard. But if you're using the Master Sword, or there's no giant bosses on the map, so you don't need them for the Hylian sword, then just like against character enemies like Vi right here, or whoever else like ʟɪᴛᴇʀᴏ. Basically, that's really what you're gonna want to use it for. So yeah, not much else. So mostly. So, strong attack and combo 3 are mostly what you're going to want to use to clear keeps. And then you can use combo 2 for 1v1, but mostly you're going to want to use dodge attack combo 1. And then also just combo 1 itself and combo 4 are also the other two moves you're going to want to use in 1v1. And combo 3 is like if you want a 1v1 from far away, because that can work. But otherwise, not much use beyond that. So anyways, on to giant bosses. Okay, so that's about it for this guide. So, the Link Between Worlds DLC is supposed to come out next Monday, which is great, and that's also the perfect day, so I can definitely stream it if it does come out on Monday. And if that's like Monday, but that's Monday for Japan, so if it ends up coming out like Sunday for some reason, I'm still streaming it on Monday, and I'm gonna hold off on playing the characters until it's Monday, so I can record that and stream it, and that'll be like first impressions, and hopefully they don't do a thing where Japan bias. If anything, it's actually not Japan bias, it's more of like bias against NA, and then like Japan and Europe get it Monday, and then NA gets it later, because they do that a lot. They haven't done that with Legends yet, but who knows. So yeah, that's it. Ravia looks like he's probably going to be Dark, Yuga's probably going to be Lightning, but that could be wrong. Okay, but that's it for this video. Bye!